Hey, it's Squidly. I was sent a headlamp to test and review. Okay, before I get started, full disclosure, I did not pay for this headlamp. It was sent to me for free on one condition, that I would just test it and do a review. And so that's what I'm doing here. There were no conditions about what kind of review it had to be, so what I'm going to share with you today is my honest assessment of it for whatever that's worth. Okay, first of all, the company is Sunblesa, I guess. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but they sent me an email, asked me if I would test it and review it, and I said yes. So they sent it to me, and honestly, I had it within like 3 or 4 days. So what comes with it? Well, first of all, this case, which I will never use, it comes with a little instruction book, which turned out to be really valuable because it was in lock mode, and I could not figure out how to get it unlocked, and I went through the instructions. Imagine that reading the instructions would help, and found out how to unlock it so that I could actually use it. So the instruction manual, which I recommend taking a look at, it comes with the actual headlamp, and I'll go into some features of it in just a second, and it comes with the charging cord because this is rechargeable. Let's start out with the fact that it is rechargeable. If it were not rechargeable, that would kind of be a deal breaker for me because I've really gotten used to having a rechargeable headlamp, and I carry a battery pack to recharge my electronics, and so having to also carry extra batteries for a headlamp would just be a no-go for me. Okay, some of the features of the light. This is an LED headlamp. It shines light in 3 different colors. Of course, there's the white light, which you would naturally expect, and it's between 2 lumens, which will go for as much as 200 hours on a full charge, all the way up to 365 lumens, and it says that it only goes 40 minutes on a full charge on 365. It also cycles through 2 additional colors. Green, which from what I understand is mostly for hunters, and there are 2 brightnesses of the green, and then it cycles to a red, but there's only 1 brightness for the red. I've already mentioned that it's LED and it's rechargeable. Those are critically important for me. When I first opened it, the first thing that struck me is the design of it is very similar to the Nitecore NU25. And so if I bring these in close, if I didn't tell you which one was which, and it didn't have the name labeled on there, you may struggle to know which one was which. But that was the first thing I was struck by, is how similar they were. And I thought, well, to me, it just makes sense to sort of do a little bit of a comparison since the Nitecore NU25 is so popular anyway. First of all, of course, they're both lightweight. The Nitecore NU25 on my scale is 54 ounces. Golly, that would be heavy. 54 grams on my scale, and the Sunblesa is 47.5 grams. So the Sunblesa wins there by just a handful of grams. The headbands are very similar. The only distinguishing features are the difference in color and the logo on them. As far as what they're made of, is that stretchy, foamy stuff. So it is comfortable to wear, and it's very similar in the way it's made to the Nitecore. They both tilt downward and upward in front of you. Very similar to each other. In fact, looking at them from the side, you really cannot tell a difference in their design. Now let's deal with some things about it that I like and that maybe I don't like. First of all, one thing I like is the lightweight and how small it is. Very similar to the Nitecore. The dimensions are, if they're not identical, they are so close. They're just, in size, in design, it's very similar to the Nitecore. I like the fact that it is only slightly lighter than the Nitecore, but it is lighter. And if you're kind of a gram weenie, then you'll like this about it because it is lighter. It's measurably lighter than the Nitecore. I do like the fact that in addition to white light and red light, it has the green, But on that, what I don't like is that you have to cycle through the green first in order to get to the red. And then once you get to the red, there's only one brightness. And I don't know about anybody else, but at night when I'm using the red and not hiking by it, and of course I don't know why I would be hiking with the red, I would be hiking with the white, but I like the red to be on the lowest setting, and this one, instead of being a lower setting, there's only one setting, and it is, for me, just a little bit too bright. I guess I could show you. So we cycle through the lower green, the brighter green, and then the red, and then it's off. So there's only one setting for the red. The final advantage of the Sunblesa is the budget friendliness. Is that a word? As of this taping, the Sunblesa is $24.99, let's call it $25 on Amazon. And I looked up the Nitecore NU25 on Amazon, and it was $36.95, let's call it $37. So 37 minus 25 is $12. So there's a $12 difference between the two. Now, if all other things were equal, the Sunblesa would be the thing to go with. But depending on your needs, the Sunblesa and the Nitecore are not equal. There are some differences. And what you have to ask yourself is, for $12, are the differences worth it? Do I want the green light? Am I okay with there only being one brightness of the red? And am I okay with the brightnesses of the white light? I will say that on this first inspection and limited use of the headlamp, that I do think it's a quality piece of gear. I think it's something that could go on trips and be dependable and be okay to use. Having said that, when I told my son handyman about this and that it also had the green light, he said, "Oh, it's mine," because he's a hunter, and even though he does go backpacking with me and needs the white and the red light, he also has an interest in that green light. So because of that, the chances of me actually being able to use this very much is probably pretty slim on account of handyman. Okay, those are my thoughts on the Sunblesa H11. Do I recommend it or do I not recommend it? Neither one. It's one of those things where honestly you have to make a decision for yourself. Would I be willing to leave my Nitecore NU25 at home and use this one? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely I would. But I'm not going to recommend it for someone else. Well, thanks for watching, and remember, on the way out, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.